West Markovich, I'm at the ASR, the Action Sports Retail and Trade Show.
Brands need to be here and shops to connect that link in that chain again. I can't tell you how many shops I talked to that just opened up 2, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. They don't even have the idea of a trade show. They've never been to Agenda.
The trade shows were such a large part of the industry back then that was kind of your only way to get in there if you wanted to get in there. It was like 2001, where I was filming for a sponsor tape for World Industries. They actually said no when I gave them the tape, like, keep trying, keep doing the thing. And they still were down to hook me up with boards, but they didn't want to fully put me on the team. I started walking around, and I ran into Terry and Evan, and I still had more sponsor tapes. And so I had given it to them. I wasn't even trying to get them to Baker, Terry was saying he was going to give it to Lance Mountain. And I'm a huge Lance Mountain fan. The firm had just gotten going, so I was like, oh, this is a sick company, But it ended up in the hands of Andrew Reynolds. And then they watched it on their own Jumbotron. I had to walk away. Came back, and they were all stoked on it. Yeah, that was the beginning of it all.
ASR used to be in Long Beach, so I snuck into those when I was growing up, and '86 was the first one I went to. Watching promo videos before they came out back then. You got to see the Plan B promo video or the 8th Street promo video. Oh my God, so much fun.
Back then, it was the true epitome of sex, drugs, and rock and roll, but it'd be sex, drugs, and skateboarding was what it was back in the fucking 90s in the trade shows.
I've seen dudes getting knocked out. I've seen dudes passing out. I've seen boobies. When Steve Rocco was involved, there was some wildness going on for sure.
I remember the World Industries booth. Rocco tried to bail out before the show started. This is so messed up, man. He put a homeless guy inside of a cage, and that was his booth. It was messed up, man. That was savage. You're not running that these days. I remember a pro walking around the show, and just, if he made eye contact with you, he'd be like, hey man, let me borrow 20 bucks. And he just had like a wad of cash at the end of the show, because he was just shaking people down, Debo style.
It was a huge fucking waste of money for a lot of people too. Once the trade show was done, that 3-day period was over with, there's still stories that are being talked about, but it wasn't necessarily great for business, to be honest with you. I didn't think, Distributors and retailers all over the world get seeing everybody in one spot. It's more about the community of skateboarding that is really, sales and that sort of thing, and we've just been missing, and so it's good. As long as we don't get back to that point where we all start puffing our chest and we're building 2-story booths and we got an escalator. Wait, you got an escalator? We need one of those.
If you have a brand and you're not out here trying to meet the other people that run a brand just like yours, we all need help to get certain things done. We're all gonna learn from each other. I think that's the best way.
We're here at Project Skate, which is called The Gathering. It's a skate endemic trade show that I kind of manifested, trying to come up with it for the last 5 years. It's for skateboarding, to help the shops, the brands, the skaters, to all be in the same room.
I was at the one last year as well, and that was great. It was the first time that we've done a trade show in 6 years. We used to do ASR and Agenda, and then it finished. And I think it's great. I get to see people I've known for 25 years.
There's Elias Bingham. He owns No Comply Skate Shop. Yeah, it's way more face-to-face. This is good for shops meeting shops and seeing what works for them. As goofy as it is, it's rad to see his pro skateboarders rolling around. I saw Rick Howard and Mike Carroll yesterday, so I was like, hey, that's sick.
You got Frank Gerwer, you got Kenny Reed, and Jeff Lenosi over here with Baker, and it's you can't get that feeling really anywhere else. And so that's what helps out bringing this back, I think, is because there's no other feeling you can get besides this.
This trade show's in a different time where it feels like, with technology, you wouldn't need it, but now, more than ever, you need it just because of that human-to-human touch is what kind of makes the industry go. Seeing the brands and talking to them and understanding the people behind it, get you excited on it, and in turn, you're able to be excited for your customers with these brands, and it tells the story in a much bigger way than if you're just ordering something off a website.
For me to have a booth at the trade show, it kind of just signifies the legitimacy of what we do, we're real, we have real product and we have a real business model behind it all. It's a solid business plan that's working on schedules, and I got a placard with my name on it, dude, we made it.
The goal for us this weekend was just to get back and talk to the shops that pre-ordered all of our stuff and just thank them in person. I'd say the market is way more open to new brands and people. Like felt like there was a lot of kingpins of skating at that point, and now it's branched off into just do it yourself, make it what you want it to be.
This is my first opportunity to be a part of it. From a brand perspective, looking from the inside out, it's very humbling to be a part of it and to learn something new, get the chance to network, and also the new faces and meeting new people. It's just reminds me how great our community is.
Yeah, I think it's just knowing where you stand, knowing who you're appealing to customer-wise, and sticking with it, and being prepared for shitty times like it is right now, because they do happen.
It's really cool, like just having that interaction with all the other brands, and you know, what's going good for you? How are you doing abroad? Like, you know, what are the challenges that you're facing? You know, a lot of trying to like work things out together. You know, and it's not like company versus company like it might be perceived sometimes, but everyone's on the same page. It's really nice.